My girlfriend said, "My ex is coming over tomorrow, you'll just have to deal with it." I replied, "No problem." Then I packed her things and left them outside with a note, "You two enjoy the porch." When she called at midnight, finding the locks changed. I, 31 male, just lived through the most insane week of my life, and I need to get this out. Been with my girlfriend 27 for about 18 months. She moved into my place 8 months back. My apartment, my lease, my name on everything. She pays half rent, or tries to. Been late more times than I can count, but whatever, I let it slide. We're watching TV last night when she drops this bomb. "Oh, my ex is coming over tomorrow. He's in town for work, just so you know." I hit pause. "Your ex is what?" "Coming over, around lunch. We're gonna catch up." "You're having your ex-boyfriend over?" "Here?" She shrugged. "Yeah, I already told him it was cool. You'll just have to deal with it." I stared at her. "I'll have to deal with it? Don't make it weird. We're friends. It's been years. You're not gonna be one of those controlling boyfriends, are you?" "I'm not being controlling. I'm saying maybe discuss it with me before inviting your ex to my apartment." "Our apartment," she snapped. "I live here too. I can have friends over." "He's not just a friend. He's your ex." She rolled her eyes so hard I'm surprised they didn't fall out. God, this is exactly why it didn't work out with him. He was so chill about everything. You're being really insecure right now. Let me get this straight. She's comparing me unfavorably to her ex, while telling me I have to be okay with him coming over. So this is happening whether I like it or not. "Yes, tomorrow. We'll probably hang out for a few hours. Don't be weird about it." She unpaused the show. I sat there for maybe a minute, then stood up. "You're right, no problem." She looked surprised. "Really?" "Yeah, you two enjoy." I went to the bedroom. She went back to watching TV, like everything was fine. Started thinking, this isn't the first red flag. Late rent every month that I end up covering, making plans without asking me, using my streaming accounts and complaining about what's on them. But telling me I have to accept her ex coming over? Nah, we're done. I waited till she was asleep. Then I started packing everything. Her clothes, shoes, makeup, hair stuff, random junk she's accumulated. Took about 2 hours. Wasn't angry about it either, just methodical. Folded things, packed them in boxes and garbage bags. Carried everything down to the building entrance. Made a neat pile. Wrote a note, "You two enjoy the porch. Key won't work, locks are changed. Don't bother calling. We're done." Called a locksmith service. Guy showed up around midnight, changed everything. $300. Went to bed feeling weirdly calm. Woke up to my phone exploding. 28 texts. 19 missed calls. "Where is all my stuff? Why is it outside? The key doesn't work. Answer your phone. You can't do this. I'm calling the cops. This is illegal." I texted back, "You said your ex was coming over and I'd have to deal with it. I dealt with it. Have a nice life." She called immediately. I answered on speaker while making coffee. "What is wrong with you?" "Nothing. You wanted your ex over?" "I didn't, so I made a choice. You can't just throw me out. I live there." "You stayed here. Big difference. It's my apartment, my lease, only my name, and you're not staying anymore." "This is illegal. You have to give me notice." "You're not a tenant. You're someone who paid me rent sometimes to crash here, and now you're not." "I'm calling the police." "Cool. Explain to them how you told your current boyfriend you were having your ex over and he'd just have to deal with it. See how that goes." I hung up, blocked her number, spent the rest of the day deep cleaning, threw out her half-used bottles, hair ties, all the little traces. Felt amazing. My building super called later. "Hey, your girl showed up with some dude. Tried to get me to let them up." I said no. "Thanks. She's got her stuff at the entrance. After that, anything left gets donated." She made a scene. The guy looked uncomfortable as hell. "That tracks. Appreciate you handling it." "No problem. I figured something was up when the locksmith came last night." Ordered pizza that night, cracked a beer. First peaceful evening in months. Update 1. It's been about 10 days and holy hell, the entitlement has reached new levels. Her mom called me 2 days after the lockout. "Don't know how she got my number since I'd blocked my ex. How could you do this to my baby? She's sleeping on a couch because of you. Your daughter invited her ex-boyfriend to my apartment and told me I had no choice. I gave her a choice, the door. She has rights. You can't just throw someone out. She wasn't on the lease, never paid utilities. Was late on rent constantly. Legally, she was a guest who sometimes contributed money. Now she's not a guest anymore. We're getting a lawyer. Have him call me. She hung up. No lawyer ever called. Few days later, I'm coming home from work, and there she is, in the lobby with 2 friends as backup. Security's already there, looking annoyed. I need clothes for work, she said. Text me a list. I'll bring them down. I should be able to get my own stuff. Nope. One of her friends stepped forward. Taller girl, trying to look intimidating. This is ridiculous. Just let her up. Who are you? Her friend. And you're being a real piece of work right now. Cool story. Still not coming up. My ex started crying. The performance kind, not the real kind. After everything we had. Over one mistake. It wasn't one mistake. It was you thinking you could do whatever you wanted and I'd just accept it. You thought wrong. Security guard cleared his throat. Ladies, you need to leave. You want stuff, you text him a list. You can't camp out in the lobby. They left, her friends shooting daggers with their eyes. Got a text an hour later with a clothing list. Brought it down next morning, left it with the super in a bag. About a week after the lockout, someone slipped a letter under my door. Official looking. Some tenant advocacy organization claiming she has rights to the apartment because she lived there 6 months. That I need to formally evict her through courts. That denying access is illegal. I looked it up. Total BS. Called my buddy, who's a real estate lawyer. He laughed his butt off. It's a template. She probably found some advocacy group online and they sent this without checking facts. Send a response with your lease, proof she wasn't on it, and documentation of her missed payments if you have them. Did exactly that. Certified mail. Never heard back. But then her mother called again. You're keeping her grandmother's ring. That ring has been in our family for generations. What ring? She wore cheap jewelry from Target. Don't lie. I know you have it. It's worth thousands. She never had an expensive ring here. If she did, it would be in the boxes in storage with her other stuff. Come get it. You sold it, didn't you? You're a thief. I didn't sell anything. Your daughter is making stuff up because she's embarrassed. She hung up on me. That evening my buddy forwarded me a screenshot. My ex had posted on social media, when someone steals family heirlooms and kicks you out with nowhere to go. Some people have no soul. Didn't name me, but everyone knew who she meant. Comments were full of her friends acting shocked and supportive. My buddy helped me draft a cease and desist. Basically, stop making defamatory statements or face legal action. Sent it certified mail to the friend's address she was staying at. Post was deleted within a day. Then came the really fun part. I'm leaving for work one morning when she ambushes me in the parking lot. Gets out of this beat-up sedan I don't recognize. We need to talk. No, we don't. She rushed over. Please, I'm sorry. The ex thing was dumb. I wasn't thinking. Can we work this out? No. I miss you. This is so stupid. It was one thing. It wasn't one thing. It was the last thing in a long line of things. You thought you could tell me what to do in my own apartment? You were wrong. I'm different now. I've changed. It's been 10 days. Please. Her voice cracked. I can't afford my own place. I'm barely making rent on my friend's couch. I need. And there it was. Not, I love you. Not, I miss us. Just, I need a place to live. Should have thought about that before you tried to bring your ex over. I walked away. She yelled something about me being heartless. Got in my car, drove to work, had a great day. That night I treated myself to a steak dinner. Slept like a baby. Update 2. 2 weeks post-lockout. This is getting absolutely ridiculous. She finally collected her stuff, showed up with a truck, her mother, and 2 of her friends. The super supervised everything from storage. Texted me after, they got everything. Her mom made some comments but nothing major. You're clear. Thought that was the end. Nope. Started getting texts from random numbers. You're trash for what you did to her. Real men don't throw women out. Hope you feel good about yourself. One after another. She'd given my number to her entire friend group to harass me. Blocked each one. After about 6 numbers in one evening, I called my lawyer buddy. Save everything. If it continues, we can pursue harassment charges. But honestly, they'll get bored. He was right. Stopped after that day. But last week, I ran into one of her coworkers at the grocery store. Girl I'd met a few times. Hey, how are you? Good. Heard about the breakup. That's rough. Yeah, didn't work out. She mentioned something about her ex? That was the problem? Here we go. Time to set the record straight. She told me her ex was coming over to my apartment tomorrow and I'd have to deal with it. I decided I didn't want to deal with it, so I ended things. Her eyes went huge. Oh, she said you freaked out over her just mentioning he was in town. She told me he was coming over to my place, that I had to accept it. Those were her exact words. Wow, that's really different from what she's been saying. I'm sure it is. She left looking uncomfortable. But I could tell the real story was spreading now. Yesterday, though? Yesterday was peak insanity. I'm working from home in the middle of a client call when someone starts pounding on my door. Not knocking, full-on pounding like the building's on fire. I mute myself, check the peephole. It's her and her ex, together, both looking pissed. I go back to my call, continue working. The pounding goes on for like 5 minutes straight, then stops. My super calls 20 minutes later. Your ex and some guy were down here demanding entry, said they need to get shared property from your apartment. I told them no. They said they'd call the cops. I said go ahead. They left. Thanks for handling it. I was on a work call. No problem. But hey, they're both banned from the building now. Security has their photos. They try to come back. We're calling actual police. Banned. Her and her precious ex both banned from my building because they tried to intimidate their way in. I checked the security camera footage on my building's app. There they were, arguing with the super. Her pointing up toward where my apartment is, him trying to look tough. Super just standing there, completely unbothered. Arms crossed, totally done with their BS. Then they left, and her ex looked so done with the whole situation, like he was realizing what kind of drama he'd walked into. Later that evening, one more text from her mother's number that I hadn't blocked yet. You've destroyed her life. She lost her home and her dignity. I hope you sleep well at night. I texted back one last time. Your daughter tried to have her ex-boyfriend over to my apartment and told me I had no choice but to accept it. I chose to end the relationship. Everything after that is her refusing to accept consequences. She's almost 30. Time to grow up. Blocked the number. Haven't heard anything since. Final update. It's been almost 2 months. Time to close this out. The weeks after my last update were quiet. No calls, no texts, no drama. I figured she'd finally moved on and accepted it was done. Then last week I ran into her. Total accident. I'm grabbing coffee before work. She walks in right after me. We both froze. She looked rough, really rough. Hair in a messy bun, no makeup, wearing sweats and an old jacket. Nothing like how she used to look. Hey, she said quietly. Hey. Awkward silence while I waited for my order. She didn't order anything, just stood there. Can we talk? Just for a minute? Against my better judgment, sure. We sat at a corner table. She looked nervous. I'm sorry for all of it. The ex thing, my mom harassing you, my friends blowing up your phone, everything. Okay. I was entitled. I thought because I lived there I could just do whatever I wanted, and when you didn't let me I couldn't handle it. Yeah, you were. She flinched at that but kept going. I'm back living with my parents. Had to quit my job because the commute was too far from their place, working retail now closer to them, making way less money. I didn't say anything. The ex thing didn't work out either. Lasted about a week before he bailed. Said I had too much drama. She laughed bitterly. He was right. Sounds rough. I deserved it though. I had something good and I ruined it because I wanted to prove I could do whatever I wanted. You called me on it. I didn't want to be with someone who thought that was acceptable behavior. Pretty simple. I know. I get it now. She looked at her hands. I'm not asking to get back together. I know that's over. I just wanted to apologize. Actually apologize, without anyone else involved. I appreciate that. You were right about everything. I was late on rent. I took advantage. I thought you'd just keep covering for me forever because we were dating. Yeah, she stood up. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Take care. She left before I could respond. I sat there with my coffee, processing. She actually apologized. Actually admitted she was wrong. Didn't expect that. My phone buzzed. Text from a buddy. Still coming over tonight? Yeah, be there around 7. Life moves on. Since the breakup, things have been really good. The apartment feels like mine again. No drama, no late rent I'm covering, no walking on eggshells wondering what she'll spring on me next. Started seeing someone new a few weeks back. Taking it slow, she's a nurse, has her own place, her own life, her own money. We went to dinner, and when the check came, she grabbed it before I could, insisted we split it. That's when I knew this was different. We've actually talked about boundaries and expectations, communication, all the stuff that should have happened with my ex but never did. Told her about the whole situation. Her response? Good. You respected yourself, that matters. No drama, no judgment, just acknowledgement that I did what needed to be done. The apartment looks different now. New couch, rearranged furniture, painted an accent wall. Made it mine in a way it never fully was when she was here. Financially, I'm way better off too. Not covering someone else's rent, not paying for their stuff constantly, not buying groceries for two when only one person was contributing. My savings has actually grown for the first time in months. My parents asked about the breakup when I saw them last month. Gave them the short version. Dad just nodded and said she needed to grow up. Mom was more sympathetic but agreed I made the right call. The friends who matter have been supportive. The ones who knew what was really going on weren't surprised. Couple of mutual friends tried to stay neutral at first, but once they heard the full story, they got it. One friend told me, I always thought she walked all over you. Didn't want to say it while you were together. Thanks, dude. Real helpful now. But whatever, I'm glad I figured it out myself. The super mentioned she tried to come by one more time about a month ago, wanted to drop something off. He told her to mail it. She left. I never got anything, probably for the best. What I learned, trust your gut. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. She showed me she thought she could do whatever she wanted in my space without considering how I felt. And when I pushed back, she couldn't handle it. The "my ex is coming over, deal with it" thing wasn't about the ex. It was about control. About her believing she made the rules, and I'd just go along with it. When I didn't, everything fell apart for her. I don't feel bad about changing those locks. I don't feel bad about how it went down. I feel relieved. Relieved I stood up for myself. Relieved I didn't let guilt or fear of being alone make me stay. Relieved I trusted my judgment. Some people said I was harsh, that I should have talked it out more, given her another chance, been more understanding. But here's the thing, she'd been showing me who she was for months. Late rent, unilateral decisions, expecting me to cover for her, taking advantage. The ex thing was just the last straw. And honestly, if she hadn't said, "You'll just have to deal with it," maybe things would have gone different. But she did. And those words told me everything I needed to know. Life's too short to be with someone who thinks your feelings are optional, your boundaries are negotiable, your home is theirs to do whatever they want with. I'm good now, better than good. In my own space, on my own terms, with my own rules. No drama, no entitlement, no BS, just peace. And yeah, the new girlfriend is great too. But even if that doesn't work out, I'll be fine. Because I learned that being alone beats being with someone who doesn't respect you. That's worth everything.